I talked a lot to my math teacher about it, and at first, because my parents said, don't ever take out loans, like do not take out loans no matter what. And I wanted to stick with that philosophy, but when I started actually looking at colleges and applying to them, I realized that there's no possible way that I was going to go to college without loans. And I basically just did a lot of reading about like the payback process, and I read a lot of like testimonies from people who had student loans and were still paying them off years and years and years later, so I tried to keep them as low as possible. I stopped going to the U of A because I had kind of a miscommunication with one of my professors that resulted in me having a failing grade, and that pushed my percentage, like pass-fail percentage basically, over the line so that the government would no longer provide me with the loans in the future because I wasn't doing well enough. And it was kind of just like the option of like taking out excessively more money with a worse type of loan, or just waiting to see if I could go somewhere cheaper and then get my grades back up so that I could get them with better interest, I guess.
Well, really, I knew that I had to pay for like college on my own coming into school, but I guess I didn't realize how much college actually cost at the time. So I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna get loans, like it's fine, I'll pay it back. But until freshman year, probably the end of fall semester was when it hit me that I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the first year or the first semester, and I'm gonna have to pay all this back for like the next 4 years.
And when I sit down and do the math and look at how long it's gonna be that I'm struggling with this and still paying it off, and it feels pretty useless because I've taken out the loan and I have pretty much nothing to show for it now. It definitely feels like the system is like stacked against me from the beginning. It does make me angry. I think that the reason that women have a lot more student loan debt is because there's a significant wage gap, so it's harder for us to pay it back in the long run. I think that it's because of a lot of pink taxes, it's more expensive for us to live day to day, meaning that we have to take out more in the first place. That's another thing that I wonder is I struggled a lot to find scholarships here, and there was someone that I went to school with, went to the same high school with, graduated with the same GPA, went to the same school, and he got excessively more scholarships than I did. And I just wonder like how much that it plays into when you're handing out scholarships, like how much subconscious like sexist bias you have, like when you're deciding who's going to be successful versus who's not going to be successful with that money.